He used to love number 9, and the color blue was his favorite. Yeah. And he's an angel because he has wings.
She lost him on a rainy night in front of their home.
I'm not the same anymore. Let me see.
Adrian Cevallos had schizophrenia, and his mother, Monica Astudillo, had called 911 for help before.
It was like once a year, I will say, once a year.
On August 3rd, 2024, she called 911 to get him taken to a hospital for psychiatric care, and things went horribly wrong.
It was 2 feet away from me. I was just trying to control the situation, screaming at the cops, saying, don't tase him because he's a schizophrenic.
Astudillo says in the midst of a schizophrenic episode, her son was shot with a taser twice in front of their home. In security camera footage given to New York One by the family, you can briefly see Cevallos run from officers to abruptly collapse. Cell phone video shows him pinned down a short time later in the middle of the rainy street.
They tased him and he just fell down in the middle of the street and he started getting convulsions and starting to have a heart attack. And then he died in the back of the ambulance like a few minutes later. The ambulance took 45 minutes to arrive.
Cevallos, she says, had an undiagnosed heart condition. The medical examiner found Cevallos died from cardiac dysrhythmia, and the taser was a contributing factor in his death. It's a death the NYPD had not publicly disclosed until now, nor has the NYPD released body camera footage.
This is with the whole family.
The Cevallos family is suing the city.
I think he wants justice too, and we want justice, so these things don't happen again.
In a statement to New York One, the NYPD disputes the Cevallos family account of the incident, saying Cevallos had attempted to strike an officer and resisted restraint, so he was then shot with a taser. A spokesman said 2 prongs hit Cevallos' torso, but Cevallos removed one of them. The statement continues. This resulted in 2 subsequent attempts to create a successful electrical circuit ineffective. The NYPD says Cevallos was transferred to the hospital conscious and alert, and then suffered a medical episode and died. The spokesman said the department did not disclose the incident before now because it was initially not seen as a death in custody. To the Cevallos family, it's another example of how taser use at the NYPD went wrong, capping off a complicated history the department has with the weapon.
Taser, taser, taser.
We need to really look at the other side as well. How many other instances where it was actually effective? A lot of times, unfortunately, we often hear about the ones that did not work. There are instances where usage of it has been proven quite effective. But of course, we don't really hear about those instances as much.
For years, the NYPD had been reluctant to adopt the use of tasers more widely, following scandals and tragedy going back to the 1980s.
Can't tell you how outraged I am at this occurrence.
Cops were accused and later convicted of using stun guns to torture suspects in a Queens precinct. A young commander, Ray Kelly, sent in to clean it up, would later go on to lead the department. He looked at tasers skeptically.
There's a belief that they've been abused. There is a belief in some quarters that it causes death. So what we have done is use them in a more closely supervised fashion, having supervisors that use them.
After the shooting death of Sean Bell in 2006,
our hearts go out to all the family members and the loved ones who are...
A NYPD-requested study by the RAND Corporation recommended the department expand its taser training and usage.
Of a man who fell from an awning during a confrontation with officers.
Months later, a man was shot with a taser on the ledge of a building and died. The lieutenant who ordered the taser be used then killed himself. So it wasn't until years later, with new leadership at one police plaza,
the mayor and I have had several discussions about tasers, a significant expansion of the numbers of them.
And another tragedy highlighting police brutality. The department changed course.
Commissioner, I think I said this.
Former Police Commissioner Bill Bratton.
Why do you think the NYPD, before you came on, do you think that they were behind the times by not adopting them?
From my own perspective, I certainly think so. By 2014, they were in wide use around the country. And they are not a perfect device time and again, you see an instance where the officer attempts to use it and it doesn't work. And then they end up resorting to the firearm. But time and again, you often see when it does.
No longer would tasers be reserved for supervisors or specialized units. The whole department would be trained. And now the NYPD aims for every patrol unit to have one on every shift. New York One obtained dozens of reports detailing how much Axon, Taser's parent company, has spent on lobbying city government and the NYPD to purchase tasers over the last decade. That price tag, over $711,000.
So this taser.
During this time period, its CEO and founder was promising results across the country.
Whereas our regular tasers are about 80 to 95% effective in the field, this one was about...
The NYPD has never hit that target.
Aim.
According to the latest data available from 2024, tasers are about 61% effective when used by the NYPD. Axon has not responded to repeated requests for comment and repeated requests for an interview with New York One.
Find me another weapon in the police arsenal or any weapon in the world that has been tested anywhere near as much as Taser, because you won't find one. And you know what these tests have found? Everything we surmised from the get-go, that these are safe and effective, that they can cause injury or death under very rare circumstances.
Its CEO and founder, Rick Smith, has become one of the biggest names in technology and policing. Axon now takes in billions of dollars in revenue from tasers, body cameras, and other tech. The contract with New York City ballooning at the same time as the NYPD bought more and more tasers. In 2013, it was around $250,000. In 2016, the contract was $4.5 million. And finally, the last contract, signed in 2023, was nearly $55 million. All the while, the number of incidents where a taser is deployed tripled, far outpacing other large departments. In 2023, there were 7 times the number of discharge incidents by the NYPD compared to the Los Angeles Police Department, and 13 times that of the Chicago Police Department.
They are not perfect like any technology, but anytime the taser is used and used effectively, it might preclude the use of a firearm.
But not always. From April 2021 through August 2025, in at least a dozen instances, a taser was used on someone who was still ultimately shot by the NYPD and killed, according to the state attorney general's office. In 4 of those cases, the taser failed to work or subdue the subject. The others are still under investigation, adding to a mixed record at the NYPD.
The one in the corner.
And it's a record the Cevallos family is hoping will change.
What does justice look like for you all?
Justice is, first of all, getting rid of that taste and not use it randomly like that. I mean, like, they have to have some kind of training to use those tasers. That's a New Year's right here. Nobody's gonna bring my boy back again. Nothing is gonna, but at least I'm giving a message to people so this doesn't happen again, because the loss of a child is horrible for a mom. It's horrible.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.